It's kind of funny. I've been to grad school 3 or 4 times. I'm going to be 61 years old in a few weeks. And, oh, hello, Cookie. And I can just find the deepest joy in ringing a bell or holding our doggie in a moment, right? I mean, you don't need nearly, nearly as much as you think, right, Cooks? So it's funny. And it's all just invitation to presence. It's all just invitation to being here, being who and what we truly are. And part of that, my mom and I were watching a nature program yesterday, and it was really cool to see the different animals in that. And I don't know what all animals can think and understand. I know that when our dogs are sleeping, maybe if you have dogs at home, sometimes they'll be twitching and look like they're running. So I assume they're dreaming. So I assume they have imagination. So maybe their imaginations are sometimes active when they're awake. So I'm curious about all that. But I do know as humans, we have these incredible imaginations, and we're able to see things that aren't here, like the past or the future. So in this meditation, I invite you, if you wish, to have your feet flat on the floor. I invite you to be aware of your spine, aware of your hands, and aware of your breath as it comes in and goes out. And I invite you to imagine that breath going down your spine, expanding your lower back and hips. Breathing in and out. Whatever it might mean to you, just imagine that breath going all the way down your spine, all the way to your hips, your bottom. Imagine that breath going all the way down, expanding you. Breathing in and out. In and out. In and out. And I invite you to, in this moment, try to remember your 14-year-old self, about 8th or 9th grade, for those of us here in the States. Imagine that 14-year-old self breathing in and out. Imagine that 14-year-old self, who you were, looking in the mirror, breathing in and out. I invite you to smile. Smile your 14-year-old smile at your 14-year-old self. Breathing in and out. Just in case these have just been words and you haven't really done it, I invite you to try to remember that hairstyle, whatever it was at 14. Picture that on your 14-year-old head. Breathing in and out. Smile to that 14-year-old. Breathing in None of us knows how long we have. We just attended the funeral of my Aunt Eleanor, who was 101 years old. So I invite you now, with your imagination, to envision your 101-year-old self. We're not all going to live that long, but you never know. Picture what you might look like at 101. And imagine that 101-year-old breathing in and out. Imagine that 101-year-old smiling and seeing that smile back in the mirror. Breathing in and out. And while there may be little hair or very thin hair, imagine the hairstyle. Breathing in and out. They are all you. I will offer just a little bow, a namaste bow, recognizing the sacred in me, recognizing the sacred in you, the sacred in me, recognizing the sacred in you. And you're invited to bow back if you wish. And if you have a pet in the room, or a tree out the window, or a friend next to you, you're welcome to bow to them as well.